Hey, it's Brook. How are you doing? Hope you're doing all right today. Let's try another chord of the day. I choose the A chord. I recommend middle ring pinky at the 2nd fret. So middle fingers on 4th string, ring fingers 3rd string, pinkies on 2nd string. One nice thing about this is you can go to A minor and back to A. When you go to A minor, you can jump it over to E. So this middle and ring finger are kind of the connection. You can also jump it up to pinky on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. The D makes an A suspended 4. So that's one of many ways to play A. That'd be one of my top choices. I also like just the index laying flat. When you do that, you might have to be careful not to play the 1st string, because if you lay it flat, you'll get an A6. So we really don't want that 1st string. You can play any number of strings, say like just 1 string, 2 strings, 3 strings, 4 strings. Or if you bend your finger back like a ski slope and let a ski ramp, let the 1st string pass underneath it. So yeah, there's just a lot of different ways, but that index right there is really good because you can do stuff like so it's all literally right at your fingertip right there if you just leave your pointer finger on there. So my 2 recommendations, middle ring pinky or index. You'll see a lot of books promote index middle ring. That feels really crowded to me, plus it kind of puts my arm at a weird angle, and it kind of relates to other chords. It's up to you. I'm going to try to get you to try middle ring pinky or index. Some books will have this weird little triangle shape. The only problem with that, if your index finger slips down a little bit, you got A major 7, which isn't very rock and roll, is it? So yeah, if you want to play major 7, that's cool, but whatever, you'll figure it out. Alright, so after you learn that A stuff, I would recommend maybe just this A power chord. And we can add maybe pinky on the next string. So that's a 5-7-7. That's something that you can really use. So how's that stretch doing between index and ring? Hopefully that's not giving you too much trouble. If you add your middle finger on the 3rd string, 6th fret, you got your C sharp. That would make it a major chord. So it's A, E, A, C sharp. And if you keep your pointer finger flat, you get 2 more strings, which is a E and A. So there's a lot going on here. If that chord is killing you, just do parts of it. You know, pick 1 note, pick another note. Check out each note of that chord and get to know them, and know what each of those notes sound like, and come back and clean them up over time. So you could do just this middle part with the middle ring pinky. That's E, A, C sharp. You can even let some strings be open. Very nice. Maybe add your pointer finger on 2nd string, 5th fret. That's a good chord. You got two E's side by side. Or lay that pointer flat on two strings. So that's a good step towards the big bar chord. Or you can put your index on the 6th string. 5th fret A root note. And either play the 1st and 2nd strings or avoid them. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. You could do this much of it. Looks just like F chord, but it's an A. Alright, there's a lot more we can do here. Let's do a little triad. This is really cool. A root 3rd 5th like this. It sounds like a G chord, only it's an A chord. That's an A, C sharp, E, root 3rd 5th. That'd be a complete A chord, but if you want more, lay the pointer flat. Get 5 strings. That's got a nice firm feel on your hand. You could even jump your pinky over here. Check this out. My students get pretty upset when I introduce that shape, but they keep working at it and they actually get it. So that's a big stretch from index to middle, and then add ring and pinky. You could take index off and just try that shape. Get that far out. Combination of an A and G chord. Now we add our pointer back on. So it's kind of like that, plus this, plus that. So you just do a little, or let's say you can't do that. Just try this much of it. That's a good one. You could do one up here. That's just like a D chord. D, E, F, G, A. And from there you could add more stuff like this. That's pointer flat on 3 strings at the 9th fret. Add your middle on the tip. Add ring and pinky on the A and C sharp. You got A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp. And eventually you'll get up here on that high A. That's a good one. Index flat at the 12th fret. Ring lays flat at 14. Kind of a good high pitch rock and roll chord. So any of those would be, you know, the kind of A's I might hit at a gig. You can do a lot of different things. You know, you can make it a lot more complex, but I'm just trying to make it simple. And I do have a book of chords. Looks like, oh yeah, which has a whole page full of A chords. I wonder where that is. Page 14. None of my students have really made it there yet, but there's a few I drew out. Yeah, none of my students have made it that far. I'm a little bit controlling. I keep them back in the earlier part of the book. Make sure they got that solid. Then we'll start springing these more, you know. It's kind of a shock sometimes when you realize that there's chords all over the neck. You're like, what? But, all right. Well, let me know what you think about that A chord. How do you like to play the A chord? Let me know. All right. Thanks.